Hello, here we are, interview number 10. Today we have with us Charlie Love, who is
Hi.
a curator, artist, and is involved with the art collective Lace. Hello, Charlie. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your practice?
Um, I do performance art and I'm part of a female collective. Um, and we focus a little bit on how we all express ourselves differently as women, because there's a lot of us like my work's a bit floaty and a bit girly. And then some of our other artists like Beth Hunt, and her work's really industrial and strong and like a bit aggressive sometimes. And when it's all contrasted together, it puts on a good show. Like you get all these different views and perspectives of the same expression, and it's really nice. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm focusing on mainly at the minute.
I know your practice is quite layered. You do make your own work. You also have a very keen interest in curation. Um, so is that something that you're going to kind of take forward with your collective? Are you going to be kind of taking the lead in curating those shows, or which direction do you see yourself going in?
I hope more more curation, definitely. Like I do love painting, but I get more satisfaction when I put other people's work together and like talking to other artists and putting on shows. I think is so much more fun. And I'm a bit nerdy. I like doing all the writing stuff and the research stuff. So yeah, I definitely think curation. I think I'll do my master's in curation.
Yeah.
But for
But,
Lace, yeah, I take over that a little bit.
and do you think you'll still kind of maintain your own arts practice alongside that?
I hope so, to keep me sane, definitely.
And so you've graduated university now, is that right?
I'm graduating in May,
You're graduating in May.
hopefully.
So
Fingers crossed.
what's the next step for you then when you finish? What have you got planned?
Well, me and my boyfriend have been looking at master's courses in Europe, so we're thinking of going abroad and doing something, which is a bit exciting, a bit scary. But
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully I'm going to do a master's in curation and just do as much work experience as I can and put on as many like little pop-up-y type shows as I can in that time. Get a bit of experience.
I know you've came and worked with us at Pineapple Black on a few shows. You've also done some work over at Platform A Gallery on the curatorial side of things.
Yeah.
Um, and these are very different projects. Is that something you pick up on when you're there, kind of volunteering? And yeah, what's the kind of differences you notice, and the influences that they've had on your curatorial practice?
I think from working with Tony at Platform A, he's everything's very clean and like everything's very I don't know, like formatted kind of, and but it works. Like he's found a format that works for him. And then when I came and worked with you guys at Pineapple Black, it seemed a bit more like intuitive. Like if you want it to go way up near the ceiling, why not? Why can't it? But Tony, I think he has like a nice system that he has going in there because it works with the space, and it's kind of taught me. Do you know when I was using that space above Pineapple Black for the Box of People show? Um, that space is really like it's mad, it's crazy, and it kind of taught me from working in two different places that how to react to a space better. If I'd have just worked with Tony, I wouldn't have realised. Like I would have only thought how he responds to his space. I wouldn't have seen like the different. I'm explaining this really wrong, but do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And that show you did in our warehouse, I thought you did such a strong job of curating that, and I
Thank
thought
you.
your instinct was really sharp, and there was a lot of kind of obvious ways to hang a show in there that I thought you ignored, which,
Yeah.
you know, is always a good thing. So just coming back onto that and the Lace Collective, am I right in thinking a lot of the artists who formed the Lace Collective were in that exhibition? Is that right?
Yeah, all of us are from that exhibition. We're all we're in the same class at uni, but we're all different ages and we're all from different areas of the country. And I think it's just really nice that we've all grouped together. Like we're not necessarily, like not all of us are necessarily like in the same friendship group. So it's quite nice. We're all different personalities. I think that's why we've kind of took off so well, I think, because we're so mixed.
I think it's a really interesting group of artists, and I'm excited to see your first kind of group show post uni. So what's now? What's next? What should we be looking out for from Lace Collective? Have you got anything in the pipeline?
Well, we've done a bit of research on the way women have been impacted from the virus, from the coronavirus, and like lockdown and like loss of jobs and stuff like that. And we found some quite interesting statistics that like a lot of women have been affected like more negatively than men in work and with childcare and all sorts of stuff. So we want to kind of gather some facts together, maybe interview some women from the area and put on something. Like the next thing we put on is definitely going to be about that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're looking forward to that.
I'm really excited to see what you do with it, and hopefully we'll be working together on some of these exhibitions down the line at Pineapple Black. Just to kind of round things off, you touched upon lockdown there and its effect on women in general. Could you tell us a little bit about your own experience of lockdown as kind of one lockdown ends and another one hangs over us? How has it affected you as a creative?
I felt really like I've just felt really lonely. Usually I'm in my studio and there's like 20 other people in there and we're all chatting and we're all like bouncing off each other. And it's just been me sat in my garden trying to not get paint on my walls so my landlord doesn't get mad at me. And yeah, it's just been a bit, I mean, on social media, everyone's been really active and it has been nice, but it's not the same as being in a studio and being around everyone and like talking to people and watching people make work in real time. Like that's really inspiring when you see someone sat next to you and they're like doing this massive, that's amazing. But I have missed out on that, definitely.
I know one of the key things when you leave uni, I think, is that you lose that kind of, you know, that working with a group, being in a studio, working to a brief. So hopefully, if there's a positive to take from it, you know, this lockdown experience has readied you as a group for kind of the realities of, you know, what happens when you leave uni a little bit. I think it's really interesting that you're looking to find a way as a collective to respond to that, and I'm really excited to see what you do. Thank you for joining us today. It's been lovely chatting with you. And
Thank you.
Anybody who's watching, keep an eye on Charlie. She's a very talented curator. I can testify for that. And they're a really interesting collective who I'm sure we're going to do some interesting things. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.